Perfect. All right, cool. Awesome. So appreciate it, man. First off, you are a senior or were a senior?
We're a senior. Yep, just graduated.
Congrats on graduating. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Big time stuff. It's a crazy time because now you're getting their life together and pushing forward in that regard.
Yeah. It feels weird that I'm not going to be going back in the fall. I'm going to be moving out here in a couple months, and well, next month actually.
Starting
full-time stuff. Yeah.
Where are you moving? Just
to Danville.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Virginia?
Danville, PA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about an hour away from me right now. It's about 45 minutes away from Williamsport.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking a job at Guy Center in Danville, and I just don't want to be making that hour-long commute back and forth after 12-hour shifts.
So, yeah, I don't blame you.
So I'm going to be splitting my time back and forth, but mainly just using the apartment to sleep and before and after work.
Yeah, I respect that. Sounds like a smart move. You don't want to spend. You're already spending 12 hours at work. You don't need another 2 hours on the road.
Absolutely.
So, kind of, I guess my first question here is, explain to me how you got into this field, and kind of where you are now.
So growing up, I was always interested in the medical field. My mom is a respiratory therapist. So growing up, I grew up with going to the hospital with my dad to take her coffees and stuff, and just being around the hospital and hearing stories from work from my mom. My grandmother, my mom's mom, was an LPN, was a nurse also. And then I had a couple surgeries growing up. A big one was I had a labrum repair on my left arm from playing baseball. And during that surgery process, I talked to the surgeon and the nurse anesthetist during like the pre-op, post-op visits and stuff. And they got me really interested in the medical field in general, and more specifically anesthesia and the surgery process. So then in high school, I started researching medical field careers, and I came across nurse anesthetist, and that's what I want to do with my life. So to do that, you first have to be a registered nurse, and that's what I'm doing right now. I just graduated from my BSN, and then you got to work for 1 to 2 years in an ICU setting. So I'm in the cardiac ICU at Guy Center. And then after you do at least 2 years experience in ICU, you can apply to go back into a nurse anesthetist school. And what a nurse anesthetist is basically, it's basically like an assistant to, they work on their own, but they work underneath an anesthesiologist. They're the ones that give you the medication and monitor patients during surgeries with anesthesia. They do the anesthesia during surgeries.
Gosh, so you're doing the brunt of the work over there.
Yeah, that's the that's the end goal. So that's how I got interested in just being around the medical field growing up, having a couple surgeries, talking to the physicians, nurse anesthetists during those surgeries, and then here I am now.
So you are currently in that 1 to 2 years of working.
Yeah. So I signed a contract for 2.5 years with Guy Center. So I'm going to do at least 2.5 years in the ICU setting, and then hopefully go back to school for nurse anesthetist. But the past 3 years I've worked in the ED, in the emergency room back home, as an ER tech, and I've loved that also. So there's so many different possibilities with nursing, with the medical field in general. So say I work 2.5 years in the ICU, I may want to just stay there the rest of my career as a nurse. I may want to go back for nurse practitioner, or I may want to go do emergency room nursing or flight nurse. So there's so many different possibilities that are down the road. But right now the plan is to go back for nurse anesthetist.
Nice. I love keeping the avenues open, and it seems like there's plenty of avenues to choose from. All right. So you mentioned a lot of work that goes into this, and not just schoolwork. It's actual in practice. Can you give me maybe one of your tougher days with regards to dealing with academics, baseball, and any nurse like practical nurse things you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So the tougher days were definitely clinical days. So most of my clinicals throughout nursing school started at 6 a.m. or 6:30 in the morning. And a lot of the clinical sites were at Guy Center for me, which was 45 minutes, 50-minute drive away from Williamsport. So the night before, I'd have to get some decent sleep. So I'd have to go to bed at a reasonable time. But during that, like along with that, I have to do my clinical prep, study up on my patients the next day. So that was tough to balance that, get enough sleep before work, before clinical. And then on clinical day, I'd usually wake up between 4 and 4:30 in the morning to have enough time to shower, eat, get dressed, get on the road for 5 a.m., get to the hospital for 6, quarter to 6. And then I would have a 6-hour clinical day. So I'd be done at around 12, 12:30 in the afternoon, hour drive back. By that time, it was 1:30 already. And then I had just enough time to eat and change and then go to practice for 3:30 and then and then my clinical days were usually back to back. So then if that was the first clinical day, I'd go to practice from 3:30 till 5:30, 6 o'clock, eat, go home, have to do all my clinical paperwork from that day, and then study up on my stuff for the next day, and then do the whole thing over again the next day for clinical and practice. So yeah, it was tough. It was very tough to
That's the definition of a grind right there.
yeah, going into college, I didn't think I'd be able to do baseball and nursing all 4 years. My plan was to just do as much as I can, play the game for as long as I can, and then if it got too hard, if it got too tough for me, then I'd have to give up baseball. But yeah, I was somehow able to grind it out and manage doing that for 4 years.
How do you feel that you had a good support from your team and from your coach? Is that you think that
Oh
helped?
yeah, yeah. Everybody knew like the schedule that I had, and so the coach, and they were like supportive and stuff. If I had to show up late to a practice, if I had to miss a practice one day, yeah, there was no issues at all. And then that's the same thing with anybody else on the team. So our school has a lot of like technology majors and stuff. So welding, engineering, construction and stuff. So everybody's schedule is like that. Like a lot of people have class from like 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. at night sometimes, with some
Yeah.
breaks in between. So not every practice we had guys missing and stuff, and coach and the rest of the coaching staff and all the players were extremely understanding of it. That everybody on the team had tough schedules, and they have tough schedules alone just with the classes, but adding baseball into it, it makes it so much more harder.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of touching upon the next question about how'd you balance your life there. Is there anything else that besides the outside support or something that you feel like you did that helped you balance or just mentally or physically?
It was probably just taking time to yourself, when you don't have practice, we don't have schoolwork to do, hanging out with your friends. I know we went fishing a lot up at school.
Nice.
In the spring. In the fall, we went to the golf course down the road and we golfed a lot. Or even if it was just getting together with the guys and watching sports games and stuff, just taking some time to yourself and relaxing and setting all that other stuff aside, it definitely helped out. And then also baseball in itself helped me out with nursing and school in general. I'm sure that other guys on the team would say the same. Like baseball was a break away from school. You were able to drop all the worry about future tests or classes or any assignments that you have, and for those 2.5 hours a day to go to practice, just hang out with the guys and enjoy it before you had to go back and do your schoolwork again.
No, I feel that I was a collegiate tennis player at Oswego State. Not very good, but
Mhm.
I attest to that
Yeah.
feeling of sometimes going, even though it's practice, you're like,
Mhm.
all right, I'm not worried about school. Like I'm
Yeah.
just going. You're with your friends, and
Hmm.
you
Yep.
feel good afterwards most times.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna I mean, you kind of mentioned why you went to
Mhm.
Penn College because of the schooling. Is there any like outside of the academics, anything else, any other reason you chose Penn College?
So one of the reasons I chose Penn College was that out of the couple schools that were recruiting me for baseball, they were one of the ones that had nursing. So once Coach Howard saw me play, talked to me, I set up a visit with them, researched stuff about the school, and during the visit, I enjoyed Coach Howard as a person, as a coach, enjoyed what the program had to offer, and how they would help me along the way with nursing and stuff, how like flexible they would be. Um, and yeah, I just enjoyed the school. and the nursing program at Penn College in general. They have a very good nursing program. They're ranked pretty high within state programs, all the clinical experience that comes with them, and the job opportunities after school. So yeah, it was mainly, I chose Penn College mainly because of Coach Howard, the baseball program, what they had to offer, and then also the quality of the nursing program that they had to offer.
Yeah. He's a great dude.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He's one of a kind.
Yeah, he's a very cool guy, and like he's the most like down to earth coach like there is. Like I enjoy just like bullshitting with him before practices and
Yeah.
stuff. Like that's we all do. We like the half hour. The guys show up half hour early to practice. And we just stand around with coach and just hang out with him.
Yeah,
And
he's
baseball aside
definitely
for a while. Yeah,
he's definitely one of the I mean, baseball coaches can sometimes be, tougher
Mhm.
coach to
Mhm.
deal with. He's one of our favorite at the conference office
Yeah.
because he's always, he's level-headed. He thinks,
Mhm.
he understands what it takes to build a program, what it takes to build good student athletes and that kind of stuff. So we
Yeah.
always give him a lot of props for that.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So what this is kind of just like a abstract question. What does being a D3 athlete mean to you?
So I think being a D3 athlete means D3 athletes are players that they're playing the game for the love of the game. They're going to school, they're going to college to make a career for themselves. They're choosing the degree that they want to have a future in. But at the same time, they want to play, say they play baseball, say they play football, they want to play their sport for as long as they can, just because for the sole purpose of loving the game. There's not a lot of people out, there's not a lot of D3 players out there that are going to school to get drafted to play professionally. They're D3 athletes a lot of times are going to school and playing a sport not for money at all. It's just because they love that sport, because they love baseball, because they love football. They just want to play for as long as possible. And that's what I enjoy about being a D3 athlete, that that the player to your left and right, they're out there on that field playing because they love the game. And they just want to try to succeed and win with you and have fun doing it.
I respect that. That's 100%. That's the D3 motto right there. It's the love of the game right there.
Yep.
So we kind of went over your plans for the future. This one, I kind of threw it on there right at the end here. Any advice for, your peers or for potential new student athletes, or about balancing that student athlete life with that everything else that goes along with being a college student?
Definitely take time for yourself. Take breaks from studying, and it's tough. It's tough with the studying and the tests and all the assignments outside of school, along with going to classes and then going to that practice afterwards. So definitely take time to yourself. Take breaks, hang out with your friends, and really just enjoy the time with your friends and your teammates during it. It goes by quick, and I've loved my 4 years at school, and I've made countless memories with all my friends and teammates throughout it.
Yeah, hell yeah. I feel that. That's taking care of the mentals right there. Love it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of all I have
Mhm.
for you. Once again, man, I really appreciate you taking some time, especially I feel bad you got to cut the vid right now.
Yeah.
That's
No.
tough. That's tough. So you'll be on the IR for a bit, but
Yeah. I've been sitting in my room quarantined yesterday and today, and I'm sure a few more days after this. So
lovely. So I'm
yeah.
sure you're gonna get a little bored, but I hope you get better soon. It's a quick recovery there.
Yeah, I
But
appreciate it.
that's all I have for today.
Mhm.
I do have one more ask. Do you have
Mhm.
any photos of you outside of baseball, like maybe in some nursing gear or anything that I could use possibly
Yeah,
like
yeah.
social
I have like
posts?
I have a couple of like group photos probably with like my
Yeah,
other classmates. Yeah, if you want one of them.
yeah, that would be perfect if you want to just
Yeah,
send that my way.
yeah.
And
I'll
then
look. Yeah, after this, I'll look through my camera roll and see if I got anything. I think I definitely do, and then I'll send them over to you.
perfect. That's awesome. I appreciate it, Connor. And
Yep.
then this I have like I did an interview with a St. Mary's student
Mhm.
yesterday, and then I have a Morrisville student tomorrow. But so I'm going to try to space these out, but it'll come out sometime during the summer. I'll let you know, and obviously let Coach know and Penn
Mhm.
College and everything. But thank you, man.
Sweet. Yeah.
This
Thank
is
you.
great. You
Yeah.
just know that your coach really backs you, and he said you were the definition of a student three or Division III student athlete. He said that
thank you.
like word for word. So
Yeah,
that's
thank
big
you. I
time.
appreciate that. Yeah.
All right, Connor.
Yeah, thanks. I'll go ahead and look for those pictures. I'll send them your way. And if you need anything else at all, you go ahead and just let me know.
Appreciate it, brother. Have a good one.
Yep. Thanks.